Welcome back to the Alien Spaceship Talk Show podcast. And in case you're just joining us, you're listening to the Alien Spaceship Talk Show podcast with Emmy, Hikins, and Trevor Gear.
And of what we would like to do with it. But I wouldn't independently give someone advice if they just came to me. I mean, if you came to me and said, I've got £1 million, then I think I would say, that sounds great. What are you going to do with it? And we'd have a conversation. And I think I would direct you to a financial advisor who's in a much better position to advise you. Yeah. So I wouldn't personally be giving advice. If it was like £100,000, which is a more realistic amount, I would suggest, buy a 50,000 premium bonds, for example, if you don't want to risk losing the money. I think that's the maximum you can have in premium bonds. And other saving certificates, you can buy government stock, all sorts of things which will provide a safe return at a reasonable amount of interest. But again, it all depends who it is, what the amount is, and as I say, I would firstly say I'm not qualified to really advise you on that.
Yeah. Well, so do you think some people are disadvantaged in life? And what would that mean for you if someone said, I've come from a disadvantaged background or whatever because of this or that? Do you think that's realistic?
I absolutely do. I mean, I think life is so dependent on, they say by dint of birth. It depends where you're born, who you are born to, which will determine much, if not all, but much of your prospects for life, for how you see success, what you think it is. Life is incredibly unfair. And let's face it, I would take the initial view that living in the Western world, and we have problems, of course we do, but in this country, despite our present very real issues that are going on, we still lead a pretty good life. Very, very few people are starving or don't have shoes to put on. We are one of the richer nations, although it doesn't always feel like it. So I consider that I'm fortunate to have been born in a free country where we don't go hungry. We can buy things that we need, etc., etc. There's the haves and the have-nots. If you're born in certain parts of the world, you know that they don't have the same chances. Sometimes, I mean, we don't talk about religion really on our podcast, do we? Or politics, and that's probably a good thing because people have different views, and we don't want to sort of lose or upset any of our listeners by taking a particular position. So I think it's good that we don't get into those. But if we sort of slightly brush a religious side, we all have our views, our beliefs or lack of beliefs, whether we feel we're more spiritual in our approach to life. But for my part, I do have a measure of faith that we are here for a reason, that there is some kind of creating force. I do believe those things. And I also think when we see some of the awful things that happen, particularly to anybody, but particularly to little children, I think, well, when my time comes, if I have to meet my maker, I will be quite angry with him, and I'll say, I'm not suggesting you let these things happen, but how could you have let that happen to that little child? I saw a picture of a little child on the phone a couple of days ago who had been basically, a very little child, it was a baby, basically tortured by these so-called parents, or one of them. And you just think, how can that happen? But anyway, that's going off in a bit of a different direction. But life is potentially very unfair. And I think we just have to accept that. And that, again, could be part of the advice you give to your younger self. Enjoy the ride. You know, it goes very quickly. You'll find life sometimes is unfair. Everybody sometimes feels unfairly treated, but enjoy it, because look at the bigger picture. It's an incredible life, an incredible gift that we have to be alive.
Yeah. Oh, that's good. So the next one I was going to ask is, would you criticize anybody that says, "I believe in aliens"?
Well, no, I wouldn't. Not at all. Because again, I'm not sure whether that's a phrase I would use. I believe in aliens. I'm not sure it's a kind of, is it that black and white? But I would say, for my part,
we're going to take a short break now. We're back shortly. You've been listening to the Alien Spaceship Talk Show with Trevor Gear and Emmy Hikins.
The Alien Spaceship Talk Show podcast is looking for sponsors. If you're a company out there looking to spread the word about the products and services you provide, please get in touch with Deepstuff Radio Podcast on info@deepstuffrecords.com, or to use the contact form on our website to contact us, please visit radio.deepstuffrecords.com. Also, if you're looking to get involved on the Alien Spaceship Talk Show podcast, reach out via our Deepstuff Radio Facebook page. Thank you.